on top of this building under construction right now. We don't know if it's still attached in any way, whether by cables or anything else, but there are dangling cables around there. City officials telling people not to go anywhere near that area. Frankly, if you were smart right now in Miami, you'd be inside. There's no reason to go outside, not with the winds blowing the way they are, and not with these reports now, Jake, of storm surge on some of the main streets here in the downtown area. The areas, by the way, where there were mandatory evacuations because they were worried about just this type of thing, Jake.
All right, John Berman, stay with us. I want to go to Chad Myers in the CNN Severe Weather Center. Chad, give us the big picture perspective on what we see going on. We saw Kyung Lah in Miami Beach taking the brunt of it when it comes to wind. We see John Berman in Miami getting wind and also storm surge. What is going on?
I will try to be brief because I have stood where those people have been standing in a hurricane and know how annoying it is for someone standing in a dry studio to keep talking when you're getting blasted. Miami going to see wind gusts probably now in excess of 15 miles per hour, greater than where you are now. Key Deer International Wildlife, that would be Big Pine Key, that is 120 miles per hour. Miami International, 94. The higher you go up in elevation across those buildings, the higher the wind goes. Here's where the wind is right now, right through Key Biscayne and into Miami Beach. Our Kyung Lah is there. Kyung, I know it looks bad right now for you, but your winds are going up 20 miles per hour from here. I need you in a safe place.
Kyung Lah, you heard that?
We are standing next to, yes, we are standing next to the Betsy Hotel where we're staying. There are some safe barriers. I have a steel rail that I'm holding onto. There's no projectile that I can see that's heading our way. But what I can tell, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is incredibly, and I'm just gonna call it, this is stupid. These two guys going out in the rain and in these storms. First of all, I don't know how they're staying up on two wheels. Do not do that. They may be joy seekers, but that is absolutely unsafe. The Miami Beach police and fire have said if those two guys get injured, they will absolutely not be able to help them out. They stopped responding to emergency calls. If you dial 911 here, they can't physically get to you. So if you are preparing on the west side for these hurricane force winds, remember, you've got to make sure that you are in a safe place, that you know what you're doing. Do not be riding your bicycle out here. The winds that we're experiencing here, it makes it very difficult for me to stand. If I didn't have this steel railing, I'd be flying. What you can see happening to these trees here, they're just blowing in the wind. When we were out here earlier yesterday, some of those trees, I don't know if it's those in particular, but there were trees up and down this particular street that had coconuts on them. Those are long gone because they've flown in the air. The debris is a major issue. The fire department told us overnight that they had transformers blow, they had some fires, a gas leak, people who had to be rescued out of an elevator. They tried to respond to as much as they could, try to help as many people as they could, but then all of this started. So, yeah, you know, you just want to try to stay inside if possible. And then for the west side, you see what we're going through. Part of the reason why we do this is to show you and to put it into perspective of what's coming your way.
And Kyung Lah has been reporting all morning. It's been more than 3 or 4 hours that the city of Miami Beach announced that first responders will not leave. So if people like those cyclists or anyone else does get injured, sadly, they will be on their own. Chad Myers, back to you in the CNN Severe Weather Center. Where is the storm headed exactly at this point?
It is headed to Naples. It is headed to Everglades City. It is headed into the Everglades National Park. When it parallels Miami, that will be its closest approach. And what Kyung Lah is experiencing now is about 80. When the storm gets closer to her, it will be 100. Berman, you've seen about 75 to 80 right now. You're going to 100 as well. The problem I have with your live shot is that water will still come up 2 to 3 feet, John. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, Chad, we're watching that very, very carefully. If the water does increase any much more, we will move inland to higher ground. We have a route planned out here, Chad. We do appreciate that. And again, the winds here already strong enough to topple that crane, Jake.
All right, Kyung Lah has been standing more safely off to the side there, and we thank her for that. Kyung, I don't know if you can hear us still, but feel free to stay out of the shot.
I can hear you. Hey,
Yes. No, stay out of the shot. Kyung, stay out of the shot. Just tell us what you see, but there's no need for you to subject yourself to 80 mile per hour winds. John Berman, let me ask you, the storm surge, which is anticipated more where you are, and you say you're witnessing it, than in other parts of Florida. When that comes, and Chad, feel free to weigh in after John, when that comes, does it come gradually or does it come like a giant wave?
It comes gradually, Jake, but in some cases, like we saw in Brooklyn Boulevard downtown, it moves up gradually, but when it gets over a barrier, it will flow in fairly rapid fashion. But people have been